coverage of the suspension of Michigan State University's head football coach Mel Tucker has released a statement after he was accused of sexually harassing Brenda Tracy, a rape survivor who had been hired by the university to educate athletes and coaches on sexual assault. 13 on your side's Mark Skoll Jr. is in the studio and has more on what Tucker said. Mark.
Nate, we've heard from Brenda Tracy with the USA Today article and Michigan State on Mel Tucker's suspension. Now we have finally heard from Mel Tucker. The suspended Spartans head coach says in the first line of his statement that the allegations of harassment are completely false. He also says no fairness has been shown and that he wants to share everyone the truth. Tucker confirms the late-night intimate phone call did happen between him and Tracy, but says it was consensual and that she even wished him a happy Father's Day 2 months after said phone call. Tucker says, quote, "While I am saddened by Miss Tracy's disclosure of the sensitive nature of this call, let me be perfectly clear. It was an entirely mutual private event between two adults living at opposite ends of the country. She initiated the discussion that night, sent me a provocative picture of the two of us together, suggested what she may look like without clothes, and never once during the 36 minutes did she object in any manner, much less hang up the phone." Tucker goes on to say, "I have been ripped from the team that I love without any meaningful opportunity to tell my side of the story other than this press release. I'm incredibly proud of the outstanding group of men on the team, and my heart aches to be sidelined. I ask everyone to consider carefully the undisputed facts outlined and reserve judgment until the full truth comes out," end quote. Brenda Tracy has responded to Tucker's statement, saying it's more lies and victim blaming she's been dealing with for months. She says, quote, "Coach Tucker has been delaying and trying to stop the investigative process since the beginning. He can't afford to go to a hearing that determines credibility of the participating parties. I believe this statement is his way of getting out of participating in the hearing." Later on, Tracy says, "October 5th and 6th, I will be present for the hearing and make myself available for cross-examination by his attorney, Jennifer Belville. I invite him to do."
All right, so really quick here, let me get my comments out. So he's
all about you, Bubby. You have the floor.
He's a supreme idiot, and she's a scumbag. So you got a supreme idiot and a scumbag, and when those two come together, nothing good could ever come out of that. So you got this lady who comes on campus and comes, her job is to talk to the players and the coaches because she's a previous rape survivor. You know what I mean? What's going on? Chap in the building.
Shadur.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. Yes, sir. All right. So she's coming on campus to talk about her experience being a rape survivor. And if I'm only 50% sure about this, but I think it was from football players too. So whatever. Okay. It was 4 guys. She got raped by 4 guys. Oh my. And she's talking about her experience. Okay. You as a coach, you're watching this lady talk to your team about her experience, and your first thought is, damn, I need a piece of that ass. That's crazy. You're not, your situation, you married, you got kids, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. You still going to do whatever you're going to do. But to choose this lady, to say you got to do something with this lady, that's insane. Now, the lady. Okay, lady. All right, I understand. You had a tough life. You had a tough time at that time where those 4 guys jumped on you. And no, seriously, all right? But you come in here, you know this guy is married, okay? You know it. Everybody knows it. It's public information. You're going to continue to text this guy, send him pictures. You talking. You guys are talking about inappropriate stuff. He has the messages. He has the call logs. And, again, similar with the Deshaun Watson thing. It's like, okay, if for whatever fucking, which I do not believe, that you just were having – all of these conversations, 20, 30, 40, 50 conversations with this guy, work-related, that's bullshit. I know it is, right? How much rape stuff can you talk about with a person after you already talked to the team and been on campus, okay? All right, so, you can hang up. Once the guy says, hey, I can really use some hair right now, you can hang up. You don't have to continue to talk on the phone and send pictures and then say Happy Father's Day after this man allegedly harassed you, and you're a scumbag. You know this man is a prominent figure. You want money. You want to mess his life up. You're a scumbag, and he's a fucking idiot.
So what did he do?
What she's saying is that he harassed her. So he continuously, made sexual advancements. He sent like pictures of whatever, maybe of his thing. I don't know.
Lord, you can't do
memes.
that.
I'm not saying that's exactly what he did, but he did stuff along those lines. and that's why she said that.
I want to see the text messages. They have to be there. There has to be, the evidence. 'Cause, I mean, the reality is this, okay? You look at it ostensibly, Mel Tucker, you're the coach, Division I team. You're bringing in the rape survivor to educate your team or whatever. That all looks a certain way. That all looks good and proper and whatever. If on a one-sided way, Mel Tucker's just randomly keep texting this girl and kind of trying to chat her up after she's spoke to the team and left in a professional setting, that's on him.
Yeah. She don't even look that good.
You can't do that. Yeah, but the other side of that coin is if, let's not be stupid here. This happens. Like, people meet each other, they catch a little vibe, maybe they're talking and whatever, and while she's there, they've exchanged numbers, they continue a dialogue. Things happen. Like, adults do things. And if that's what this is about, if that's what the text messages bear out, that there's a two-way flirtation, there's show me mine, I'll show you yours, or whatever the hell that was. Like, if that's what happened, stop all this. Yeah. Stop all this, because these are adults. And if they want to do that and that's the direction their conversation goes, they're adults. Let it be. But if it is one-sided and it's just this guy kind of keep going after this girl and she's not really responding or whatever, then it is what it is, and he probably deserves to be fired for poor judgment. But I want to see, like, what's the dialogue? What is it like?
And also, but both of them said their main source of communication was the fucking video call, the FaceTime.
So you're not gonna have
so
that.
It's not gonna have
I got you.
Crazy pictures, but you'll see the text messages.
But okay. Here's another thing, man. If you present professionally at a place and your engagement is over with that assignment, why are you taking like multiple FaceTime calls from a person?
Yeah.
Why? Like, what's going on there? If you're not kind of into that, like, I don't understand that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why. Again, it's all context, and Mel Tucker may well have done something that absolutely, is inappropriate and should be, he should be terminated for whatever else they can do. But we don't know that based on what's available publicly.
Right.
And that's the thing to say. Now, there was another side of this that, like, I found particularly interesting. I don't know the accuracy. My understanding of it is these events transpired back in, like, December, so 9-10 months ago, and that there was an agreement among, I guess, Mel, the woman, and the university to keep everything sealed until whatever investigation or processes was completed there. Mel Tucker, apparently Michigan State had 2 new Board of Trustee members who were, in connection with becoming Board of Trustee members, briefed on various things in the university, including this situation. And the story I heard is that the 2 new guys are not Mel Tucker fans as a football coach.
That's what it's really about.
And again, that's what this could be. So they kind of leaked this to the media, and now we have the story that we have.
Now you got to do something.
And the reality is Mel Tucker was a former SEC assistant either under Saban or Kirby or both, went out to Colorado pre-Deion, had a decent season, and then took the Michigan State job. His first year out there, they had a really good season. They did exceptionally well. The university decides to sign him to like a 10-year, $95 million contract based on 1 year of success and some lineage to Saban and Kirby. And it hasn't gone as well on the field. And there's a reason that the university would want to get rid of him as the football coach. But a 10-year contract, $95 million in college football, there is buyouts. And this could be too costly, too unmanageable for the university to fire Mel, pay him his buyout, and then have enough money to hire a new coach.
A good coach.
So there's a whole nother narrative that's a part of this story.
They're really trying to railroad the man.
And here's the thing. Now, and pay attention, because if he gets fired for losing too many games, he's still entitled to the money. But if they could fire him for cause, inappropriate behavior, illegal behavior, something like that, then they may not have to pay him a buyout, or they could leverage that to pay him a very small amount if it's somewhat disputed. And so there's a lot going on here, and you have to question the motives of everybody involved. Mel Tucker for his behavior, the victim advocate, if she engaged back, and I don't know if she did or not, and then the university, if they're using this to solve a football problem.
What you think, G?
I think they talking about nothing. If ain't nothing happen, like sexual harassment, how you harassing another grown woman? And y'all having consensual conversations. They don't even think they did anything. Like,
open up them cases.
I think they really trying to get him out of there.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't know about the 10 years and all the money, but if they got new boosters and new people in office that don't take found to him, they want somebody else in there, one of their new buddies. They trying to get him out the picture. They probably know, breaching his contract is if he do X, Y, Z, we don't got to pay him like bruh saying, and that make a lot of sense.
It was 5-7 last year.
Yeah, and I'm an FSU guy, Keon Coleman, who was fantastic in the LSU game from Michigan State. He was a Mel Tucker recruit and transferred out. So I mean, that's Kenneth Walker, who's with the Seahawks in the NFL. He was on that original team.
Oh, the original team.
He was
that
transferred
had a good
to
season.
that. Yeah, that had a good season. So he hasn't built off his one season of success, pure football terms.
Yeah,
and the university has reason to want to get out of that contract.
I want this brother to get his money, man.
Hey, keep an eye on Jimbo Fisher. Maybe he's going to find some inappropriate conduct with him, so Texas A&M can get out from under that contract as well. I mean, you look at. I mean, like, it's cynical as hell.
Yeah.
But like this can be a way to escape from some of these contracts that aren't functioning well for the university.
Yeah. Push you, if you're a fan, it puts you in a weird spot because maybe you want to get rid of the guy too, but it's like, damn,
is this the way we got to do about it? I don't know.
This is the way.
But again, my biggest point on this is I do want to see the text messages, the communications that they had, and if I'm somebody who has a job to be in judgment of this situation, I need to see that before I can make a decision.
Yeah.
Like, was this a two-way thing with consensual adults or not? And I think it's a fair question to ask and one that really should be answered. Unfortunately, it should have been answered before Mel Tucker got fired.
And I think it was. I really do think.
My gut tells me.
I think she's a scumbag. I think they probably went to her, probably offered her a small bag, but that small bag is more than she's ever had in her entire life, all together. And now she's trying to screw the guy. But I think those messages, the call logs, all that is going to show that she never really stopped the communication. Even when he said, like, if somebody sexually harass you, you don't say, "Hey, Happy Father's Day." You don't do it like. It's like fuck this guy. This guy harassed me.
Or it could be the situation as to he just stopped dealing with you. At the same time, it don't keep happening. If you're a rape victim, you already everything. I don't want to be around guys.
Yeah.
I hate guys. So you don't have a situation like that, and then put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
You stop getting the messages. Stop getting.
That's a
Okay,
good
fine.
point.
I'm gonna tell somebody. Okay,
Right.
I'm gonna tell somebody. Oh, this guy's 5-7 anyway. Shoot.
No, I mean that's
a good point too.
That could be. I mean, whatever.
We don't want to take that L, so we have to have a fall guy.
Yeah.
No, I mean it is plausible that like it was a relationship that kind of went south, and there's some bitterness over that.
That's kind of what happened with that Celtics coach.
M.A.
Yeah. Kind of went south,
Joker,
and then that's when the news came out.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Got to be careful, man. That's why when you have, you got to be real careful with selecting your side chick, man. That's you can't. It just can't be just any goddamn body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Got to be careful, man.
You got to know who they friends are.
Yeah.
What type of person,
how they move.
Don't be posting this and showing me here and
Facts.
all that, man.
I prefer you not even be on social media, but I know that's impossible. But
I would say this: there are people out there that are immediately eliminated because of the way they conduct themselves.
Yeah.
But that said, like, even the ones you think are okay, like the circumstances can change them.
Yeah,
it's just not. It's just not.
Yeah.
I mean, circumstances can change. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Every chick you've ever been with, you and her were happy at one moment, and y'all ain't happy no more.
That's real.
I mean, that's what it is.
That's real, man. All right, here let's move on to the next one here. And this next one comes from Tyler Perry. All right, so Tyler Perry was on some type of podcast, a show or something, and he's talking about the.
I hope Mel Tucker uses a Magnum. Just because you want to be Magnum Mel. Like, you don't want to be anything less than Magnum
You
Mel.
Trojan man.
Trojan man.
Like-
Hey, Trojan man.
Maybe Lincoln Riley should be the Trojan man.
bars.
But that 10 years.